I tested all of the best camera for beginners of 2026, and in this video, I'm going to rank them in a tier list based on their value for money, overall performance, and more. Links to all of the products will be in the description below. Sony A6400. I really love how rugged this feels with its weather-sealed build, which is a lifesaver if you're the type to take your camera out in the rain or wind. While it lacks the fancy 10-bit video of newer models, the built-in viewfinder is a total game-changer for shooting photos on bright sunny days when you can't see the screen. It's a reliable, tough little workhorse that still holds its own, which is why I'm ranking it in the great tier.
Nikon Z50 Mark II. This is absolutely the gold standard right now because it takes that incredible X-Speed 7 processor from the high-end Pro models and stuffs it into a body a beginner can actually afford. I'm obsessed with how the autofocus tracks everything from pets to sports with zero efforts, making it nearly impossible to miss a shot even if you're just starting out. It's essentially a pro-level beast in a tiny package, so I'm putting this straight into God tier.
Olympus OMD EM10 Mark IV. This is the ultimate travel companion because it's so lightweight and the stabilization is honestly like magic, letting you get sharp photos even if your hands aren't perfectly steady. The autofocus can be a bit of a letdown when it comes to tracking faces, but the colors it produces are so punchy and beautiful right out of the box. It's just a joy to use for street and vacation shots, so I'm happy to place this in the great tier. Sony ZV102. If you're dreaming of being a YouTuber, this is the one you want, since it's built specifically for creators with a flip-out screen and much better internal mics. It records in 10-bit color, which gives you so much more flexibility when editing your footage, though I do miss having a mechanical shutter for traditional photography. It's a vlogging powerhouse that makes high-quality video feel easy, and I'm definitely putting it in the great tier. Nikon D3500. This was the go-to for years because the battery life is legendary and it's very simple to learn on. But honestly, it's starting to feel like a relic in 2026. The lack of a touchscreen and the older autofocus system feel really clunky compared to the mirrorless options we have now. It's still a decent enough tool for learning the basics of manual shooting, but for most people today, it sits firmly in the average tier. Fujifilm XM5. This tiny powerhouse is essentially a vlogging machine disguised as a retro camera, packing a 26.1 megapixel sensor and incredible 6.2K open-gate video specs that punch way above its weight. I really love the dedicated film simulation dial for that instant aesthetic, but the lack of an electronic viewfinder or any in-body stabilization makes it a nightmare to use in bright sunlight or for steady handheld shots. It's a specialized tool for social media creators who want that Fuji look without the bulk. But because it feels a bit unfinished for general photography, I'm putting it in average tier. Nikon ZFC. I'm absolutely obsessed with how this looks. It feels like holding a piece of history with all those tactile dials, yet it still manages to deliver modern, crisp 20.9 megapixel images and reliable eye-tracking autofocus. The big downside is the ergonomics. It's basically a flat brick that can be slippery to hold, and the build quality feels a bit more plastic than I'd like for a retro-style body. This is perfect for the style-conscious beginner who wants a fun, capable camera for travel and street photography, which is why I'm ranking it in good tier. Panasonic Lumix G100. This is one of the lightest setups you can find, and the internal OZO audio tracking is a genius touch that actually follows your voice while you vlog. However, the massive crop when you turn on electronic stabilization for 4K video is honestly frustrating, and the autofocus can get a bit pulsy when it's trying to keep up with you. It's a fantastic entry point for budget-conscious vloggers who don't want to carry a mic, but the technical limitations keep me from placing it any higher than good tier. Canon R7. This thing is a total beast that brings professional-grade features like 30 FPS burst shooting and rock-solid in-body stabilization to a price point that actually makes sense for a serious beginner. The autofocus is basically cheat mode for birds and sports, though you do have to deal with a bit of rolling shutter in electronic mode and a lens selection that's still growing. If you want a camera that you won't outgrow for years and can handle literally any situation you throw at it, I'm confidently placing this in God tier. Sony A6100. It might look a bit dated, but the autofocus system in here is still world-class, sticking to your subject like glue whether you're taking stills or 4K video. I do hate the old menu system and the lack of a USB-C port, but you honestly can't beat the massive ecosystem of affordable lenses available for this mount. It's the ultimate set-it-and-forget-it camera for families or new hobbyists who just want their photos to be in focus every single time. So I'm slotting this into good tier. Ricoh GR4. This tiny beast is the king of street photography, packing a massive APS-C sensor into a body that literally fits in your pocket. I absolutely love the new film grain simulations and full press snap feature for quick shots, though the fixed prime lens means you have to use your feet to zoom, which might frustrate some beginners. It's a specialized tool that rewards you if you want to learn composition without the distraction of a zoom lens, so I am placing this in the great tier.
Canon PowerShot G7X3. This is basically the gold standard with its beautiful color science and dedicated mic input that makes your audio actually sound professional. I find the 4.2x zoom a bit limiting, and the autofocus can sometimes hunt in low light, but the vertical video support and compact build are huge wins for social media creators. It's a reliable, punchy little camera that just works for content creation, which is why I'm putting it in the good tier.
Canon EOS R10. I am honestly obsessed with how much power is packed into this body. You're getting crazy fast 23 FPS bursts and a joystick for focus that makes shooting moving subjects feel like a breeze. The 4K 60p video does have a crop, which is a bit of a bummer, but the handling and physical dials make it feel like a professional tool rather than a toy. It's the perfect step up for anyone serious about learning the craft, so I'm definitely ranking this as great tier. Canon EOS R50. This is the ultimate pick-up-and-play camera because it's so lightweight, and the creative assist mode helps you get stunning shots without needing a PhD in photography. I do get annoyed by the lack of physical buttons and the 30-minute recording limit for 4K video, but for a beginner who wants high-quality images without the complexity, it's a dream. It delivers incredible value for the price, so I'm putting it right up there in the great tier. Sony RX1007. Having a 24 to 200mm zoom lens in something this small feels like actual magic, and the autofocus is so sticky it almost feels like cheating when tracking eyes. It can be quite pricey, and the menus are a bit of a maze to navigate, but the blackout-free shooting and insane speed are just top tier for such a portable package. It's an engineering marvel that fits almost any shooting situation, so I'm confidently placing it in the great tier.
Sony A6700. This is hands down the most powerful APS-C camera Sony has ever built, featuring a ridiculous AI-driven autofocus that literally never misses a subject. It's the perfect hybrid for someone who wants professional 4K video and stunning 26-megapixel photos without the massive weight of a full-frame setup. I'm absolutely obsessed with the updated touch interface and the fully articulating screen, so for me, this is an easy pick for God tier. Fujifilm XT32. I love the classic vibe of this one, and that new dedicated film simulation dial makes it so much fun to get stylized shots right out of the box. It's got a massive speed boost thanks to the X Processor 5, though the lack of in-body stabilization can be a pain if you're shooting in low light without a tripod. While it's an incredible tool for street photographers who want that vintage look, the screen is still a bit limiting for vlogging, so I'm placing this in great tier. Fujifilm XS20. If you're a content creator, this thing is a total beast because it has a dedicated vlog mode and a massive battery that actually lasts through a long day of shooting. The deep grip makes it feel so secure in your hand compared to other compact cameras. Plus, it records 6.2K open-gate video, which is a lifesaver for cropping vertical clips for TikTok. Because it balances pro-level features with a really approachable design for anyone starting out, I have to put this in God tier. Canon EOS R100. This is the simplest camera on the list, designed specifically for anyone who feels overwhelmed by complicated tech, but wants better quality than their smartphone. It lacks a touchscreen, and the 4K video has a heavy crop, which is frustrating, but the dual-pixel autofocus is still snappy enough for family photos and travel. It's definitely a budget-first option that covers the basics well enough for me to rank it as good tier. Nikon Z5 Mark II. Nikon really stepped up here by giving this entry-level full-frame body the same insane autofocus system found in their flagship Z9. It handles low light like a dream with its new BSI sensor and offers dual card slots, which gives me so much peace of mind when I'm shooting important events. Because you're getting pro-grade performance and amazing ergonomics at a price that doesn't break the bank, I'm firmly putting this in God tier. Thanks for watching. I hope this video helped you pick the best camera for beginners for you. If you have any questions, drop a comment below. Links to all of these products mentioned in this video will be in the description.